Right, so summer's round the corner, the warmer months are coming, which only means a few things. It means pints in the pub garden, come rain or shine. Whether it's chucking it down or 45-degree heat, we're going to be there. It means random blokes walking down the street with their shirt off.
Who wants it?
Bathing in your wheelie bins.
I'll knock your bloody nose down your throat.
Alright then, go on then.
But also the Great British Barbecue. Which, let's face it, we've all got flipping horror stories, haven't we? You go around, at some relative's house and the half-pissed uncle, he's chucking the chicken, the sausages and the burgers all on the barbecue at the same time.
Julian!
So either everything's cremated or raw and no in between. You've got Auntie Judith's bullshit potato salad, which is literally just potatoes and mayonnaise. You've got some BS salad on the table outside that looks like it's been there for 3 weeks, covered in salad cream and flies. And the only way to salvage any kind of joy from the situation is to get absolutely bluted. But not today, I say no more to the awful barbecue. So I'm going to do a cracking barbecue recipe for you, and it's jerk chicken. It can be done in the oven as well, but today we're going to do it on the barbie. I've cleaned it out yesterday, it's all ready to go. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Share this video to your friends and family. So let's get cracking. Let's make the marinade. Now, as per usual, all the ingredients will be listed below this video in the description, in case you can't find them. And I'm not going to claim this jerk recipe is traditional, authentic in any way, shape or form. I mean, it might be, you can let me know in the comments if it is. It's a very interchangeable recipe. There's lots of different ways to kind of make jerk seasoning, but this is how I'm doing it. It's a very simple marinade. You've got some garlic, got some ginger, got some spring onions, shallot. We've got some scotch bonnet. Now, I think these are crucial, definitely in a jerk marinade. Thyme. We've got some allspice, some lime, some soy sauce, and we're going to add a bit of salt as well. So let's crack on and do some prep. First things first, the garlic. Look, I don't need to explain, you just need to peel them. You can kind of like bash them with the side of the knife and do it that way. But for some reason, I like to suffer and do it the hard way. Don't ask me why. I must be some sort of garlic masochist. Next, take a shallot. Just going to top and tail that. Peel it. And then just cut it up into rough chunks. You don't need to be too fussy because it's going to get whizzed up anyway. Next, top and tail 4 spring onions. Give them a bit of a wash to get rid of any dirt. And then just roughly cut those into sections. Next, take your ginger and just kind of like, peel it. Some say you don't need to peel it, and you don't really, it's just, I prefer it. Then again, just roughly chop that up. Next, take a couple of scotch bonnets, which I've just washed under the tap. Just nip off the end. I'm going to keep the seeds in because I want it spicy. If you want less seed, take out the seeds and the placenta. Contrary to popular belief, it's actually the placenta that's the hottest part, not the seeds. But, if you want to reduce it, take them out. If you want more, chuck another one in. Then I'm just going to take a lime. Again, just roll this out to help extract more juice. And then I'm going to cut that in half. Move out the way, you bitch. Right, so I've got my whizzer out, which, I mentioned in the last video. If you haven't got one of these, firstly I suggest getting one because they're really good. They're pretty inexpensive. If you haven't got one of these though, you can kind of blitz it up in a food processor maybe, or just kind of smash it up like by hand in a pestle and mortar, something like that. But this is going to make light work for our marinade. So I'm going to get this plugged in. And then straight in with the garlic, the shallot, the spring onions and the scotch bonnet. Then straight in with some allspice, soy sauce, 1, 2 of them, and plenty of thyme, around about that much. Now, like I said in the previous video, if your thyme is quite fresh and leafy as such, you can put it in whole. If it's kind of like woody and a bit stiff, then you can obviously just strip the leaves off and do that instead. Get in there. And I'm going to pulse this a few times just to get it going. And kind of shimmy that down a little bit. It will break down. You might have one of those bigger sort of fancy ones like the NutriBullet or something, which will make even more light work for this. And once it starts to look like the inside of a toddler's nappy, we can add the lime juice. So, and squeeze the juice of a lime in there. Try not to get any pips in there. And then give it a final few whizzes until it's nice and smooth. Now, it wouldn't be jerk chicken without some chicken, would it? So, I'm going to get my legs out. Hey, bowl. And get your chicken legs into the bowl. Now, I mentioned in the last video about, washing chicken and stuff. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do, okay? You do you, wash it or don't. Pour over your marinade, your jerk seasoning. Then there's no real kind of glamorous way to do this. You just got to get your hands in there and mix it all in. Then just cover this sucker up with cling film and then whack it in the fridge. Now you're going to want to leave that to marinate for at least 2 hours. 3, 4 is best. In fact, even better is overnight, because you need to allow all those flavours to permeate into the chicken. Otherwise it's just going to sit on the surface. The skin and that's going to taste nice, but the flavour is not going to be in the chicken. Overnight is best. But what we need to do now is fire up the barbecue, because we're going to pretend like mine's been in the fridge overnight. It's not, but you will do that at home. Now there's going to be better people out there that know about barbecuing more than I do, but I'm basically just going to chuck some briquettes on, some firelighters, and just set fire to it and see how we go. Right, let's get these grills off for a second. Please ignore my grass, it is very much dead. Get a load of briquettes in here. Then I'm going to chuck on some firelighters, just kind of skew it. I say there's probably barbecue experts out there just screaming at the screen right now, but listen, if it works, don't mess with it. And I guess we just kind of set fire to it. That's very much on fire, isn't it? Yeah. Now, I would say probably going to take about 20 minutes or so. The coals need to be white. I know that much. I know I'm not an expert, but I know that much. So I'm going to wait for those coals to get nice and hot, and then we can put on the chicken. Yeah. I may have overdone it with the firelighters. Just a teeny bit, maybe. Right, so those coals are mostly white, so we can get the chicken out, and we're almost ready to barbecue. Now, the coals here are looking pretty good, but before I put the chicken on, what I'm going to do, take the grills off, and I've got some herbs here. I've got some sage and thyme, or the rest of the thyme that we used for the marinade. I'm just going to sort of chuck it on. It's going to smoke, and you know, it might impart some flavour into the chicken. And then straight on with our chicken legs. And there's a little bit of marinade left in the bottom of the bowl. We're not going to waste it. Okay, I'm just going to take a brush and just kind of baste that on to the chicken, and I'm going to close that lid, and I'll probably give that around 35 to 45 minutes or so, and it'll probably be the same if you're doing this in the oven. I would chuck it in at about 180 degrees C, just fan assisted, about 200 degrees Celsius, non-fan assisted. That's Matthew, my next door neighbour. But yeah, just keep an eye on it. You're gonna like have to adjust it. You're gonna have to turn the chicken. Whether you're doing it in the oven or on the barbecue, you've just got to keep an eye on it. Right, I think this chicken is done. I'll get this out onto a plate. Look at that. Look at the state of that. I know it's not burnt, all right? It's just properly nicely charred. Let's go in. It's cool enough to handle now. Those Scotch bonnets pack a punch. But that is super tasty. And even though like my version has only had like probably an hour before I throw it on the barbecue, there's still lots of flavour in there. So imagine if you're leaving yours overnight, it's going to be super good. But let me know in the comments, what do you think of my jerk chicken recipe? Is it legit? I don't know, that's up to you guys, but it's very tasty. And if you're having a barbecue and there's more people coming, you can scale this up, no problem. But listen, I'm going to shoot off. I'm going to polish off a couple of those, have a bit of sit down, chill out. And my neighbours are having a bit of a religious argument, so I kind of want to avoid getting that on camera. But thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see your gorgeous faces next time. Ta-ra for now.